Libra, what is up? How are y'all doing? Time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's going on with you guys in the third week of July. So remember, weekly check-ins are just a short, sweet, quick, general, energetic overview. If you need a personal reading, you can find all the information right down here in the description. If you're catching this on time, tomorrow, which is Saturday, July 12th, is going to be our next round of weekly live readings. And the weekly live readings have now officially gone back to the old school price of $22.22. Just like the good old days, man. And that is a permanent change too, by the way. Also, don't forget to check out the new general personal readings I got on my website. Those things are so smooth, so efficient, and so budget friendly, dude. If you need a reading and you don't know what to ask, dude, I got you. Just click what you need read and let me do the rest. So quick, simple, easy, and fun. I think they're fun. All that and everything else is in the description. All right, let's jump into this. Let's see how your situation's looking. How's Libra's situation looking, universe? How's it looking? How's it looking? And the person you're dealing with. I wanna see what's going on with them too. How are things looking with Libra's situation and the person they're dealing with, universe? How's it looking? How's it? Ooh, it's yelling at me. There it is. Empress reversed. Well, it doesn't really look like the two of you are finding stable footing. Could be a Taurus for some of you. Unfinished business. Yep. Now, some of you have already been on and off with this person. I know that's not all of you, but the Ace of Cups upright, World card reversed has on and off written all over it. Either way, though, there's still a really strong sense of unfinished business here. I think the person you're dealing with does have a real special place in their heart for you. I think so. They feel a sense of unfinished business. I say it that way very specifically. Because whether or not there is unfinished business actually is up for debate. And I don't read that unless you come to me for a personal reading, right? Rarely does it come through the general readings on my main channel. That's happened a little handful of times, but 99.9% of the time, I leave that out of these videos here. But there is a sense of unfinished business. There is a sense that there is a karmic tie here. See what I'm saying? So some of you dealing with a Leo. Also have Taurus here. Ain't much else I can say about that, man. Ain't much else I can say about that. Even though this person does feel a sense of unfinished business, looks like they're still walking away from this. So, yeah, okay. All right, well, that was kind of dry and boring, wasn't it? Didn't really tell us a whole lot. Well, let's see how they feel about you. Let's see their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. How do they see you? How do they feel about you? What's their energy look like? What kind of person are they in general? They be trying to get your attention. That's what they be doing. They be trying to get your attention. So if you go look at their Facebook or their Instagram and you're wondering if that thing they posted was directed towards you, 100%. 100%. But they don't know how to approach you directly, you know? Of course. Of course. Okay. Well, all right. So I got a few miscellaneous mixed messages here. They don't really go in any particular order, so I'm just going to throw them out as I see them. For those of you wondering whether or not this person regrets what they did, they're refusing to look at the situation, at the truth of the situation, and they're refusing to even acknowledge that they did anything wrong. For those of you wondering whether or not they've had a change of heart, have changed their feelings about something, have changed their stance on something, or anything like that, they are still very stuck in their ways. They are absolutely refusing to look at this from a different perspective. For those of you who have wondered whether or not this person is really moving on and looking happy because they're putting on a show, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They have not moved on. They're still carrying the burden of this. It's still weighing on them very heavily. But again, now we circle back to they're playing the victim. Even if they clearly did you wrong, clearly, they're still figuring out a way to flip it into them being the victim, therefore them being justified for doing whatever it was they did, you know? So I don't know whether they were the victim or they weren't. Let's play devil's advocate for a minute, and let's say they are. Let's just pretend for a minute that they are the victim. Well, this energy still ain't gonna do y'all any good. Let's say, let's drag that out a little bit, okay? Let's say they're the victim and you totally fucked everything up. You lied, you cheated, you left them for somebody else, the whole nine. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And one day you have a serious come to Jesus moment and you're like, damn, dog, that was fucked up of me. I can't believe I did that. What kind of a shitty fucking human being am I? You know what? I'm going to change my ways. I ain't never going to do that to nobody ever again. And you really get in there and you start doing all the inner work and you really change your ways. And then you want to come back to this person. If they can't let go of this energy, it still ain't going to work. It still ain't going to work. Now, I'm not taking sides here. I'm not saying that they're in the wrong for that. You know, it doesn't matter. There's no judgment when we're talking about energy. Energy, frequency, and vibration does not give a shit at the end of the day. It doesn't care if you're a good person or a bad person. It doesn't care if you think it's fair or unfair, or if you feel like you deserve it or not. Energy, frequency, and vibration manifests the way energy, frequency, and vibration manifests, period. So regardless of what's right, wrong, fair, or unfair, who did what, who didn't do this, who should have done that, this, that, the third, and everything in between, this energy will still sabotage the connection, no matter what. No matter what. So, yeah. Okay, well, I guess let's grab some advice here. What's the advice on the situation? What's the best advice? Blue, blue, buddy, blue. Blue, 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 buddy, blue. Two more shuffles, two more. Ooh, hangman. Hold up. Hold up. Hold off. That's what it's saying. It's saying hold off and wait. Why? Why the hangman? Ooh, you might fuck around and miss a good opportunity squabbling around with this person's energy. See, yeah. That's a tricky one, though. That's a tough one because I don't want you to just avoid this because I'm telling you to. That's not a good reason. You have to understand for yourself that connecting with this person doesn't serve my highest good. It just doesn't, you know? But, I mean, it is time for something. Let me just put it to you like this. This situation taught you everything you need to know. Well, let me rephrase that. Let me retract that. It has delivered all of the wisdom that you need to integrate on your path moving forward. Now, whether or not you extract that wisdom and use it, that's a totally different story. I'm sure some of you will. I'm banking on most of you will, right? So I would hold off for a little bit on this. You always want to feel things out, dude. Always at the end of the day, whenever I'm like at a place in life where I'm like, damn, universe, what am I supposed to do right now? Am I supposed to do this or this? You know what I'll start doing? I'll start taking little actions towards something. You know, take little actions and pay attention to how the universe responds. If I start taking a little action towards something and the universe just starts putting up roadblock after roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, after a certain point, I'm like, all right then, universe, dude, you know what? I'm just going to hang back and chill. This one's up to you, dude. I've already tried everything. I'm trusting that whatever door I'm supposed to walk through next, you'll point me to it. This is in your hands now, universe. I've already done everything. I've already tried. So now you guide me. That can be harder than it sounds. That sounds easy. That can be harder than it sounds. Because, you know, when you have no idea what's coming next and you're running on nothing but trust in the universe, that's fucking hard. Because the ego is always trying to figure out what's coming next and when it's coming and how it's coming and what potential obstacles could be coming and how to avoid the obstacles and come up with backup plans. And that's all ego. When you're just hanging and waiting, not knowing none of that, that's hard. That's real hard. It's real hard. But I think you're going to be divinely guided towards something that will make you look back on this person and laugh your ass off. And honestly, and this is just my personal opinion, that's one of my favorite feelings in the world. One of my favorite feelings in the world, dude, is when, I don't know, I'll be scrolling social media or something like that, you know, and I'll scroll past a picture of somebody that 10 or 15 years ago, I thought I wanted them so bad, you know? And now I'll scroll past a picture of them and I'm like, ooh, I wanted that. And I'll roll through in my mind, what if I got what I wanted back then? I'd be stuck with that? Actually, I probably wouldn't have even been stuck with that. It probably would have just turned into a horrific shit show of a mess. And just turned into some other bullshit that I had to heal from. And I cannot imagine where I would be right now if I would have got what I thought I wanted back then. And I damn sure wouldn't want to still be stuck with that person. Hail to the fuck no. To me, that's like one of my favorite feelings. I wish I could go back in time and tell little 22, 23-year-old me, yo, little dude, chill. You ain't got to worry about none of these fucking people right now. This shit ain't going to last long. These tables are going to turn, you know? Anyway, that day is on the horizon if you give yourself permission to take that timeline. All right, let's see what's coming in for the singles. What's coming in for the singles? Do. What's coming in for the singles? Woo! Starting a whole new cycle. Whole new cycle. Like I said, y'all completed a karmic cycle. But now, see, this is where it gets slippery when I'm reading for the masses. Because even though you completed a karmic cycle, and I love it when that happens, bro. I love it when that happens. I start saying it, and then the card comes out and beats me to it. It says it before I get the chance to. It's split down the middle. Some of you are going to progress and move forward. Others of you may need to take that course over again. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you know how many courses I've had to take over again? For real. Yep. But a lot of you are leveling up, like big time. I'm thinking that some of you are being tested right now as we speak. I don't know how many of you that is, because I know it comes through a lot that you're about to be tested, but I'm feeling like some of you are being tested right now as we speak. But yeah, I think the majority of you, though, no matter what test the universe puts in front of you, you're going to blow right past it, past that test with flying fucking colors. And then what's probably going to happen is you're going to end up getting distracted. You're going to get distracted. Something else is going to come your way, whether it's, I don't know, a new job or some new goal. Something's going to grab your attention. And you're going to put all of your attention into something totally new. And the whole relationship thing is going to kind of fall to the wayside a little bit. And as soon as you start to become completely immersed in your own little bubble world, you start becoming totally abundant from within, boom, it's going to hit you right there. It's going to hit you right there. And for some of you, it might ruin all those plans. It's the way it works. How many of you got my courses? By the way, they're back up now. They are back up now. So we're going to be launching them here very soon for those of you who have gotten any. But for those of you who got my courses on like manifesting your life partner and the science behind manifestation in the abundance course, the financial abundance course, that'll explain why that happens that way. It's the way it happens every time. That's the only way it can happen. And I think that's what a lot of you are about to experience. A lot of you. Okay, well, with that Two of Wands there, let me just jump straight to the advice. Advice. Actually, you know what I'm about to do? Let me do a deck swap. One of my personal favorites, Tarot Vintage. Oh yeah, you can't read it because YouTube has everything in mirror fucking image now. It pisses me off so bad. Tarot Vintage. I love it. All right. Let me swap it out for Miss Cleo. My deck's kind of... Time to take a break on Miss Cleo. All right. Let's get the advice. What's the best advice? Hey, Ace of Wands, dude. Empress reversed. Yeah, so this is the hard part. The hard part is aligning with that vibration. And I'm going to try to say this without sounding cliche. That's the part that I'm struggling with. When I start tripping on my words, see, I already know all the cute, fluffy, spiritual shit to say. I already know all that. But I don't just want to be another one of those people that just repeats one of those phrases that you've heard a million times. Because I don't know about you, but I got to the point on my path where that shit just started going in one ear and out the other. You know? It just go in one fucking ear and right out the goddamn other. You know? And I like to try to explain it a little bit differently, but I'm having a hard time with that. Trying to align with that vibration, the vibration of abundance, where you're at that place where all is exactly where it's supposed to be. Nothing, there's not a grain of sand out of place on this planet, including me. So I am on the path of abundance. From here on out, I'm not chasing anything. I'm attracting. Whatever I attract or fail to attract is simply a result of my vibration. I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to chase after anything. If I take a look around at my life and there's something I don't like, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go within. I'm focusing on my vibration first. And like I said, there's tests coming. Oh, there's tests coming. And when you're tested, I can't give you too much advice because it's your test. You know, when you walk in to school on the day of a test and you ask your teacher, hey, I forgot to study. Any advice you can give me? No. Hope you studied, you know? So, but just that vibration of abundance. So you have the vibration of abundance and the vibration of lack. Now, most people, when they hear these terms and phrases, they think along the lines of money. And yes, it works with money too, but it also works with your relationships. Okay, the vibration of lack is the vibration that most fucking people are on out there in the dating world. Of need. I need a relationship. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I'm not saying relationships aren't important, dude. I'm saying that they are not the solution to that empty void in your heart. You know why? Because there is no fucking void in your heart. That's why. That's the funny thing about the whole damn... There is no void. Haven't you heard? We're all connected. We're all one. Therefore, there is no void to be filled. It's all a matter of our perception and the vibrational state we're in. It feels like there's an empty, lonely fucking void in there, but there's not. It's just that our vibration is so low that that's what it feels like. Right? So if our vibration is so low and that's what creates the illusion of the void, then in order to fill the void, that's a vibrational thing that has to happen on the inside. No thing or no one is going to create that vibration for you. So when you're in that vibration of abundance, you will pass a test with flying fucking colors. Because the vibration of abundance isn't just going to let anybody waltz into their life willy-nilly. A vibration of lack, need, and desperation, on the other hand, is 10 times more likely to overlook red flags, put up with abusive behavior, be manipulated because they think they need that person or a person. You know, the vibration of need doesn't care who. The vibration of need just wants a faceless, nameless somebody, anybody, because they feel like that's what they need, right? So When you're walking in the energy of abundance and the universe puts a test in front of you, you'll pass it with flying fucking colors because you're abundant and you don't need anything. Does that make sense? I'm trying not to talk in circles. I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it, but I think those of you with eyes to see will know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Libra family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is in the description. Don't forget, tomorrow, Saturday, the 12th, is going to be our next round of 2222 live mini readings. Oh yeah, I already gave up the surprise. The weekly live readings have now gone back to the old school price of $22.22. And that's a permanent change from now on, okay? Also, don't forget to check out the general personal readings I have on my channel, on my website rather, and everything else. You know, the full personal readings, Zoom calls, all that good stuff. All right, y'all, I'm out of here now. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.